Good morning. I hope you're doing well today. Come on with us to Matthew chapter 20. In Matthew chapter 20, the Lord calls the disciples to himself, and he says, "You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and those who are great exercise authority over them. Yet it shall not be so among you. But whoever desires to become great among you, let him be your servant." I wanted to talk about why it is better to serve than to be served today. Another place it says it is more blessed to give than receive, and I think we're talking somewhat about the same thing. So why is it better to serve? One reason is it's because it shows the love that we have. We talk a whole lot about faith and works, and we need to talk about faith and works. But we also need to remember what 1 Corinthians 13 says. We could have all the faith and all the works in the world, but if we don't have love, it profits us nothing. And when we talk about love, we're talking about loving the Lord. We're talking about loving our brethren. We're talking about loving our neighbor as ourselves. We have to have love. And that is when we love, we don't mind serving. We serve because we love. That's one thing, one reason that it is better to serve. Another reason, though, is it shows humility. The Lord resists the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. We need to be humble. We need to humble ourselves, and we need to recognize what the Lord said when he said, "Inasmuch as you have done it to the least of these, your brethren, you have done it to me." We need to be humble, and that looks like service. But also, a third thing to mention is self-denial. That is at the very core of what it means to be a Christian. If any man wants to follow the Lord, he needs to take up his cross daily and follow him. That means he needs to deny himself, and that means service. That's another reason that it is better to serve than to be served. A fourth thing I would mention is unity, that it shows, if you will, of one accord, that you are in one accord with someone. And what I mean by that, and if you think about it, pride promotes division. Pride promotes class warfare. But in humility and in self-denial and in service to one another, you see us esteeming others, you see yourself esteeming someone else better than you, and therefore unity can be had. Those who are proud, there can be no unity with a proud person. It promotes pride at its very core, promotes division, looking down your nose on someone else. It also, I would suggest, it shows the reason that service is better, to serve is better than being served, it's because it shows that we just simply care, that we have compassion, that we see someone who has a need and we want to help them with that need. That there's nothing wrong with saying that it shows that we have compassion because we know who we're trying to imitate. It shows the reason that it's better to serve than to be served, it's because we want to be like Jesus. And the Lord came to serve. And if we're going to be Christians, if we're going to be Christ-like, then that means we need to be servants ourselves. And you might think about, what was Jesus like as he served? Did he complain and gripe and murmur about it? No, he didn't do any of those things because he understood it was the better way. It was the right way. Hope you enjoyed this study today. God bless you. Be a blessing to others. We hope to see you tomorrow morning.